The world of Formula One is no stranger to fierce competition, but this season has witnessed a clash that few could have predicted. Red Bull Racing, once the uncontested powerhouse on the F1 circuit, now finds itself in unfamiliar territory, struggling to regain its footing. They've lost the lead in the Constructors' Championship, and the Drivers' Championship is slipping away with every race. The real twist in this tale? It's all thanks to a rejuvenated McLaren team. Their recent upgrades have not only put their cars on the fast track, but have also thrown a wrench into Red Bull's plans. But this isn't just a story about fast cars, it's about cunning strategy and one team's audacious gamble to steal the crown. McLaren has just fired a shot that could change the balance of power in Formula One. They've managed to poach a key figure from Red Bull's camp, a move that has the entire racing world on edge. This isn't a simple transfer of talent, it's an outright declaration of war on the track. As McLaren grows stronger, Red Bull scrambles to hold on to its empire. The question on everyone's mind is, can Red Bull bounce back? Or are we witnessing the dawn of a new era in Formula One? Buckle up, because this season's drama is far from over. Red Bull, once riding high, is now grappling with a reality they never thought possible. Their fall from the top of the Constructors' Championship was just the beginning. With each passing race, it becomes increasingly clear that even reclaiming the Drivers' Championship will be an uphill battle. The catalyst behind this dramatic shift? None other than McLaren, a team that has been on a relentless quest for victory. Their latest upgrades have turned their cars into near unbeatable machines, but it doesn't stop there. McLaren has pulled off a masterstroke that has Red Bull scrambling. They've dropped a bombshell that could reshape the F1 landscape for years to come. In a move that stunned the entire paddock, McLaren announced that they've managed to hire Will Courtney, a pivotal figure from Red Bull's camp, as their new sporting director. Courtney isn't just any recruit. He's been with Red Bull since their early days in 2005 and has been the mastermind behind their race strategy since 2010. His expertise has been integral to Red Bull's dominance on the track. Now, imagine the shockwaves this has sent through the F1 world. By securing Courtney, McLaren has not only strengthened their team but also dealt a massive blow to Red Bull's command over race strategy. This is not just a recruitment, it's a power play that signals McLaren's serious intent to dethrone their rivals. The ripple effect of McLaren's power move is massive. By appointing Will Courtney as their new sporting director, they've landed a direct hit on Red Bull's inner circle. For those who may not know, Courtney has been an integral part of Red Bull since they acquired Jaguar's F1 participation in 2005. For over a decade, he has masterminded Red Bull's race strategy, steering them to countless victories and setting the standard for strategic brilliance in Formula One. Now, that very mastermind is set to work under McLaren's racing director, Randeep Singh, who reports to CEO Andrea Stella. This signals a seismic shift in the F1 hierarchy. And let's not forget, this isn't McLaren's first raid on Red Bull's talent pool. Earlier this year, they poached senior technical figure Rob Marshall, a move that already ruffled some feathers. But Courtney's recruitment is different. It's a declaration of war. McLaren isn't just gathering expertise, they're systematically weakening their fiercest competitor. But the storm doesn't end with Courtney's transfer. Red Bull is facing a talent exodus that could shake its very core. The latest defection to McLaren is just one part of a bigger picture. Adrian Newey, the legendary design genius behind Red Bull's aerodynamic supremacy, is set to join Aston Martin in 2025. And it doesn't stop there. Red Bull's sports director, Jonathan Wheatley, is expected to head over to Sauber as their new team principal next year. What we're witnessing is more than just a changing of roles, it's a slow erosion of the empire Red Bull has built over the years. In an attempt to counteract this talent drain, Red Bull recently unveiled a restructured team lineup, including a promotion for Max Verstappen's race engineer, Gianpiero Lambiase. However, this move feels more reactive than proactive, a hastily devised plan to plug the gaps left by these departures. On the other hand, McLaren is not just filling vacancies, they're meticulously assembling a dream team to take their performance to new heights. By bringing in Courtney, McLaren isn't simply enhancing their leadership, they're strategically crippling Red Bull's grip on the championship. Courtney's role at McLaren will be much more than just race strategies. As the new sporting director, he will be directly reporting to Randeep Singh and will take control of critical trackside responsibilities, including communications with the FIA. This move is strategic for McLaren because it frees up Singh to take on a broader scope within the team, something he couldn't do while juggling both sporting and strategic roles. The addition of Courtney isn't about fixing a specific weakness, it's about strengthening McLaren's overall leadership and reducing stress points. For McLaren, this is about building a solid foundation that can withstand the intense pressures of the F1 circuit. However, there's a catch. Courtney is still under contract with Red Bull until 2026. This means that while McLaren has secured his future services, they will have to engage in some serious negotiations if they want him to join sooner. In the meantime, McLaren can't afford to wait around. They must focus on immediate improvements. Their principal, Andrea Stella, has been driving a culture of urgency within the team. Better now, don't wait until tomorrow. This mantra shows that McLaren is in this fight for the long haul, and they're making moves to dominate both now and in the seasons to come. Andrea Stella, McLaren's team principal, couldn't be more thrilled about bringing Courtney into the fold. "We are delighted to welcome Will to McLaren," he said. "His vast experience, professionalism, and passion for motorsport make him the perfect candidate to lead our F1 sporting functions." This move isn't just about filling a vacancy, it's a statement of McLaren's ambition and a sign of their readiness to challenge for wins and championships. Meanwhile, Red Bull's reaction to Courtney's departure is telling. A spokesperson expressed, "After long and successful service since the Jaguar days, we are sad to see him go but wish him all the best in this next step." While these words seem cordial, there's no mistaking the impact of his loss on Red Bull's operations. The timing couldn't be worse for Red Bull. With design mastermind Adrian Newey set to move to Aston Martin in 2025 and Jonathan Wheatley poised to become Sauber's team principal, Red Bull is facing a potential crisis in its ranks. Courtney's switch to McLaren is the latest in a series of high-profile exits that could alter Red Bull's dominance. The question now is, can Red Bull hold its ground with these key figures leaving, or is this the start of a shift in F1's power balance? McLaren's bold moves signal a clear intention. They're ready to exploit every opportunity to solidify their lead, and Courtney's appointment is just the beginning of their strategic master plan. While Red Bull reels from these internal shifts, the battle on the track is heating up in ways no one expected. This season has already been more intense than any in recent memory, but McLaren's stunning performance at the Singapore Grand Prix was the ultimate game-changer. Just a week after Baku, where Oscar Piastri fought tooth and nail with Charles Leclerc in a nail-biting duel, Singapore brought a completely different story. Lando Norris, driving with surgical precision, dominated the qualifying rounds. He was in a league of his own, building a comfortable lead early on. Then, in a move that left even Christian Horner at a loss for words, Norris extended his lead to nearly 25 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen before the first pit stops. What's even more intriguing is that McLaren didn't bring any significant upgrades to Singapore, save for a redesigned beam wing. How did they manage such a turnaround in just 1 week? The answer lies in the unique strengths and weaknesses of the top competitors. Each team thrives on different levels of downforce, depending on the circuit. Mercedes, for example, excels on high-speed tracks, especially if they're cool. Ferrari shines in slow, short corners, while Red Bull still holds the crown in low-drag, high-speed aerodynamics. However, Singapore laid bare a new truth. McLaren is now the clear leader when it comes to maximum downforce tracks. This revelation adds a new layer of intrigue to the season, signaling that McLaren might just be the new team to beat. For McLaren's CEO, Andrea Stella, the magic in Singapore came down to one crucial factor: the MCL38's remarkable performance at high downforce levels, perfectly suited for the Marina Bay circuit. If I look at previous races at this high level of downforce, we seem to be very competitive. Stella explained when asked about Norris's rapid pace in Singapore. It wasn't just about making minor tweaks or chipping away at performance, it was the car's configuration that allowed McLaren to shine. Stella pointed to races like Hungary and Zandvoort, where McLaren demonstrated similar dominance. When the car is set to maximum downforce, its aerodynamic efficiency seems unmatched across the grid. McLaren's strategic focus on high downforce tracks has given them an edge that other teams are now scrambling to comprehend. While Ferrari and Red Bull excel in other areas, McLaren has heavily invested in maximizing its aerodynamic efficiency at the upper levels of downforce. When we reduce the level of drag, the efficiency of Ferrari and Red Bull is much more comparable to our car, Stella added. This investment has paid off, transforming McLaren into a force capable of not just competing but dominating on specific tracks. Another factor: McLaren has begun to settle into the mindset of a winning team. Unlike the earlier days when victory felt like a distant dream, their recent wins have given them the confidence and experience to execute race strategies with surgical precision. They're now familiar with playing defensive strategies, managing internal competition, and handling the pressures of leading a race. The big question now is, can McLaren continue to create upsets in the remaining 6 races? And how will these seismic shifts within Red Bull affect its long-term prospects? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure: this F1 season has more drama to unfold. Let me know what you think in the comments below.